So today we're going to do a slow flow, and Steve was having a headache. So I figured we could do a few things to help with the headache. So if you don't have a headache now, hopefully you don't. But if you do, later on, you might get some ideas of things you can do to help yourself feel better. So we're just going to sit in a cross-legged position, whatever's comfortable, which I somehow can't seem to find for myself. So you're just going to sit in whatever is your comfortable position. And one of the things that's really great to do, I'm just going to sit on the edge, it's just not comfortable, is really great to do is breathe. So just start by getting connected with your breath, because a lot of times we're thinking about the headache, we're not thinking about anything else. So let's just start. Close the eyes, relax the shoulders. Soften the jaw. We're going to do just a simple breath, a 4-6 breath. So it goes like this. As you inhale, we're just going to inhale for a count of 4. And then we're going to exhale for a count of 6. And I'll first count it out for you. And then we'll do a few rounds on our own. Let's just start with your breath being normal, but you're focused on it. Just notice anywhere in the body you can relax a little bit more. Notice the chin, just see if you can point it down just slightly. And we'll start with the breath on your next inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slower. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going on your own, counting in your head. Inhaling to 4, exhaling to 6. Three more rounds just like that. Just let your breath come to whatever a normal rhythm is for you. Just really focusing on softening the shoulders, finding another layer of softness there. And let's just let the head drop down toward the chin. So really letting the head hang. And let's just start by interlacing the fingers and placing the hands on the back of the head. And just letting the arms be like a weight. And then still softening the shoulders. Notice if the shoulders right up, try to relax them down. Okay, so we're going to take your hands and you're just going to place them on the back of your neck. So we're just going to put fingertips on either side of your vertebrae on your neck and just feel around a little. Just a nice gentle massage here. Just notice if you feel anything. If you feel a little knot, you can press into it a little bit, or a sore spot. It's good to do it with your fingers because you can only be so crazy with your own fingers. So you just want to be nice and gentle. You can go all the way up to the very base of your skull. And just rub all the way down, maybe in circles, and really go over into your trapezius here. Just a little rub. And I'm just getting heat. I might not be hitting a muscle really hard, but I'm just doing a nice little heat so I can relax into my shoulders a little more. Sometimes we just don't notice the tension. Good. And then let's release the hands down. We'll do one more little massage thing, so we often don't notice. We're going to take your knuckles and we're going to rub right above the ear, all the way down your jaw. So if you have tension, if your headache's a tension headache, this is just really great to do. And we're just going to take the knuckles, put it right above. You can almost feel the right spot because it kind of feels weird. It's the best way to describe it, weird. The weird spot. So you just kind of dig around, and then we're going to go down and then across the jawline. Good. Let's do it again. Just going a few times. You can press a little or a lot, maybe not too much. Good. Just do a couple more. Let's do one more. Find the spot, dig it down all the way. Often don't notice how much tension we carry in our jaw. Good. So then just take your fingers right where you're, right up by your temple, but not in your temple, by your temple, just below. And then just do a little bit of rubbing here. Maybe in your jaw muscle here. And down. Just noticing if you clench your jaw, it's probably big, it probably is sore. Good. Breathe. Very nice. Good. Now close your eyes and you're just going to feel the effects of the massage, softening into the shoulders. We're going to keep the shoulders as soft as we can. Take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, so we're going to come onto our hands and knees. Good. So let's just start by bringing the knees apart, big toes together. Find it child's pose. Staying soft into the shoulders. Let's walk head, arms, and shoulders over to the right. Stack your hands, and you're just going to reach with your fingertips away from you as you pull the shoulder blades down. And just stretching into the side body a little bit. Good, back to center. And then let's go over to the other side. Stacking the hands, stretching, breathing. Good, back to center. So let's float it up to table. Let's do a few cat cows, just arching the spine, rounding the spine. Arch. Arch. And right. Good. Finding a neutral spine, let's curl the toes under. Let's find downward dog. So we're just going to start here. Fingers spread nice and wide. Shoulders are still softening towards your shoulders. Pedal those heels. So we're stretching all the way down the back body. Let's walk the hands back into a standing forward fold. Keep your feet apart to start. We're just going to keep the feet apart. The feet are still parallel. They're just apart. Breathe. And then let's inhale. Come up halfway. We're just coming up halfway. Breathe. Good, and fold. Nice. So let's heel the toe of the feet together a little bit. And then walk the hands over to the outside of your right foot. You're just walking over. Both knees are straight, but you could bend into that left knee a little bit if you wanted to. And then for a little more stretch, you work that leg towards straight. Good, back to center. Flat spine. Walk it over to the left side, the outside of that foot. Good, back to center. Nice, standing forward fold. Let's come up halfway. So we're just gonna maybe bring your hands to the floor, to your shins. Come up halfway, flat back. Good, breathe. Nice. Inhaling. Exhale. Good. Walk the hands forward, down dog. Bend the knees and straighten. Good, bend and straighten. Good, lower down onto the knees. Let's find child's pose once again. Forehead to the mat. If the forehead doesn't touch, use a block. And I'm just gonna bring the head, turn the head from left to right. Just to rub out that forehead a little bit. Into that third eye. But also releasing tension in the head. Good. Now we're gonna sit onto the heels. And do one more. As gentle or not so gentle as you want to. We're gonna grab the heels. So we're gonna do rabbit. So we want to get the crown of the head to touch the mat. That's really the kind of goal that you have here. Your hands touching your feet is not as important, but it kind of helps you kind of get that crunching. So we're gonna be crunching, and then we're going to tuck the chin so that the forehead, the crown of the head starts to come toward the floor. And then lift the hips to get the crown of the head on. Good. And just for a little massage, bring the hips back and then lift the hips up. Good. Let's do that one more time. Bring the hips back. Lift the hips up. Nice. Bring the hips back. Sit onto the heels. Knees apart. Child's pose. Breathe. Let's do one more stretch right here. Gonna come up. Bring the hips over your hips. Your hips over your knees. And we're going to just bring the hands forward. Keep the hips high as we bring the forehead down to the mat. So we're just doing puppy pose here. Arms are lifted. Shoulder blades are sliding back. You're going to stretch through the whole back, upper back, and pressing the hands down. Good. And then coming back up. Let's sit onto the heels one more time. Interlace your fingers behind you, press the knuckles down, lift the wrists. Good. Breathe. Release. Shake it out. Let's bring the legs around. Come to a seated position. Sitting up tall. Let's get into the neck just a little bit more. So we got into those shoulders. So we're going to bring the head back down just like we did before, let it hang. Soft shoulders. Maybe bring your hands here just to soften the shoulders a little more. And then we're going to just roll the head over to the left. Just bring the head over. Breathe. So we're going to leave the head just like this. Drop the chin. Just looking down. Maybe take your right hand, walk it out. And then back to center, let that head hang. Soft shoulders, let's bring that head over to the left. Just hanging down. Chin drops. Maybe that left hand walks out to the left. Good, let's bring everything back to center, head is hanging. Good, coming back up. Let's bring the arms wide. Soft shoulders, bend into the elbows. Let's bring those elbows together. Good. So we're just trying to slide the shoulder blades out away from each other so that we can stretch the rhomboids a little bit. So we're just letting the elbows relax down. Good. So you might just do this. This might be where you're going to stay and you're just going to lift and lower your elbows here. You might be able to take your right arm underneath your left and clasp around. You can do that, or you don't even have to clasp. It could be out here. So you could keep it this way or clasp around, and then we're just going to relax the elbows down. I'm just letting the shoulders soften and relax in the stretched position, and then maybe keep the relaxation, but lift the elbows. Lifting the elbows, you feel a little more stretch. Try to keep that stretch as you let the elbows come back down. We're still keeping it nice and long back there. And then release. Let's reach the arms wide. Bend into the elbows. Let's bring them back together. Good. Stay here, let the elbows soften down. Or you can do the other way. So you can do your hand out here, or clasp it around, or just keep the elbows together. We're just going to relax those elbows down, soften. And I really lift those elbows, pressing the elbows away, but keeping the relaxation as much as we can. Feel the stretch get a little bit more as you are pushing those elbows away. Try to keep the stretch as you bring the elbows back down to rest on the chest. Breathe. And release. Nice. Shake those arms out a little bit. Roll the shoulders. Nice. So let's find our way onto our back. I always put a little pillow under your head, just for more comfort. But we're going to bring the knees into the chest, give them a nice squeeze. For a stretch down the back, gentle, we're going to do a twist. So we're going to lower the legs over to the right, stacking one on top of the other. Now, if you want a little bit more of a stretch, take that top leg and straighten it. It'll give you a little more stretch all the way down into your hip. You take the top leg, you could take both legs, or just keep them bent. There's stretch there too. Stay focused on your breath. Good, coming back up to center. So rock it again. And then we'll go over to the other side. Stretch. Straighten those legs. Straighten the top one, or both, or neither. We're back up to center. Squeeze the knees in. Rock it side to side. So you have two options. You could straighten into your legs like a regular Shavasana. Or just for another place we can maybe release a little tension, heel toe the feet together. And drop the knees out to the sides. Arms just relaxing down. Maybe tuck those shoulder blades underneath just a little bit so that the shoulder blades are flat on the floor. Softening into the inner thighs. Maybe using that 4-6 breath again. So stay focused on your Shavasana. Knees are apart, you're just going to bring them together. If your knees are straight, just bend into the knees. We roll onto one side of our body just to rest here for a moment. And then pressing up to a seated position. Let's just roll the shoulders a couple of times. Pull them back. Roll them forward. And then just lift them up Pull them back, drop them down. Just let them soften into place. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.